Let's shoot some broadheads. Before we dive into this thing, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. I know there's a lot of variables to take into mind. Now, as far as some of the variables, where it hit the hog shield is going to be a little bit different than any other head. Where it hit the bone may be a little bit thicker on this spot than the other spot. There's a lot of variables to take into consideration. I know that. This is just a little insight into how they performed this go around. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you'll take something away from it. At least that's what I hope. I know there's going to be some criticism. I'm okay with that. I'm prepared for your criticism. This is all based off my opinion, my setup. There's just so many factors. Now, all of us know that I could go out and shoot these same broadheads again and probably get different results. Again, this is my opinion, my insight. I'm just sharing it with you. If you're looking for broadheads, I'm just trying to shed some light on a few of these different heads. So with that, let's dive into the broadhead test and see how it all played out. I got about 16 different broadheads we're fixing to test out. There's about 6 mechanical and a hybrid and 10 or so fixed heads. So I'm going to take each broadhead, they're 100 grain broadheads, I'm going to put them on a scale and see how close they are to 100 grain. First one is the Iron Will broadhead, 99 grains. Second one is the Black Widow PX2, 99.6. The Sever, 103.4. The Sick, 100 on the dot. Tooth of the Arrow, 99. The Wasp Havalon, 99.8. Havalon Jackknife, 100.6. The Havalon Sharpshooter, 97. The Afflictor K2, 105.2. The Cheap Shot, 97.2. The Muzzy Trocar HB, 99.4. Slick Trick Raptor Trick, 98.4. The Allen Broadhead, 103.2. The Muzzy 100 on the dot. NAP Spitfire Double Cross Heavyweight, 106.4. And the Grim Reaper Whitetail Special, 101.8. I'm going to be shooting at 20 yards. I've got a wild boar hide, the shield. I'm going to shoot through it with the broadhead, see how it penetrates the hog, because that's some pretty tough, thick stuff. And then I've got some shoulder blades from a cow that we're going to shoot as well to see how they hold up against the bone. That's the test we're going to do. I'm pretty excited to see how it comes out. Quick little insight to our setup. I got the hog hide here hanging. I've got a block behind it. It's from about a 250 to 275 pound boar. We're going to see how these broadheads get through this hog shield. Fire away. A little insight into my setup. I'm shooting a Hoyt Defiant at about 65 pound draw weight. I'm shooting the Black Eagle Renegade arrows. These are all 100 grain broadheads, 20 yards. The total weight of my arrow with 100 grain broadheads is coming in at about 450 grain. Let's get our first broadhead locked up and ready to go. Alright, I'm going to shoot the Allen broadhead first. First shot. You can see it made a little full penetration into both sides of the hog. Again, that's just the skin, so keep that in mind. But that is the Allen broadhead coming through just a little bit on the other side. Next up is the Cheap Shot broadhead. It's plastic or polymer, whatever you want to call it. They're cheap. You can get like a 10 pack or 12 pack for like $10. That's less than $1 a broadhead, so let's see how it holds up. Alright, this is the Cheap Shot. It went through the hog and whole broadhead made it into the block as well. Alright, this is the Wasp Sharpshooter. Can't tell quite yet how far. Alright, so pulled it out of the bag. It was about right here, so you can see that through the hog shield and into the block there. Best one so far. Iron Will broadhead. This is the S series. Alright, Iron Will through first, through second, and then we'll see how far it went into the block as well. The Iron Will, so that far into the block, several inches. The Afflictor K2. The Afflictor K2 through the first one, and I can see in there that you can see the outsert on the second layer of skin, so not quite all the way through the second one. Next up is the Wasp Havalon edition. The Havalon edition into the hog, into the block, and again I'll pull it out so we can see how much it went into it. Alright, so this one was about to right here on this little speck. Again, let's say 4 to 5 inches of penetration. Pretty good for the Wasp Havalon. Alright, next one, the Black Widow. Alright, Black Widow into the first side, through the second side, and again, just the tip. Come on, focus. There we go. Just the tip coming out the other side. This is the Muzzy 1. Muzzy 1, into the first side, into the second side, into the block. It's about right here on this piece of fat. So again, about 4 inches through both sides of the hog and into the block about yay far. This is the sick broadhead. Alright, sick broadhead in 1 and 2 and into the block there. Alright, the sick broadhead is about right up to here. This little mark all the way. So that's a good, I'm gonna say 8 or 9 inches maybe, so probably the best one so far. Next one, tooth of the arrow. It's definitely the smallest head in the bunch. Alright, tooth of the arrow, it got through, went into the other side, but did not come out. I can't see any sign of the broadhead coming on the other side. That's all the fixed heads we're gonna be shooting. Now we're gonna move on to the mechanical. This is a hybrid, the trocar. It's a fixed and mechanical head. Alright, Muzzy trocar HB. Through the first hide, and you can just see the tip coming out in the first hide. So we'll see if I can tell how the mechanical portion opened up. Alright, so you can see that it made a decent cut on it, but it just did not get through that shield. Full mechanical, this is the Slick Trick Raptor Trick. The Slick Trick Raptor Trick got through the first one and into the second one a little bit there, and it looks like the blades did open. This is the Grim Reaper Whitetail Special. Well, before I could get up here, the arrow fell out of the hide and it never opened. It was just sitting there on the edge, didn't even hardly get the tip in. A little bit of hair in between the first couple blades, but it fell out before I could get it here and pull it out. This is the NAP Spitfire Double Cross. Alright, NAP Spitfire Double Cross through the first one and into the, didn't quite make it to the second one, but the blades, the front ones did open. Looks like the rear ones did not. The Wasp jackknife through the first hide, not into the second one. Alright, and it looks like only one of the blades opened. The second one up top did not open. Alright, and the last head going to the hog hide is the Sever 2.1. Alright, the Sever into the first one, into the second one, and into the block. I guess you could say 3 to 4 inches of penetration, and the heads did open up. So best mechanical so far, the Sever. Switching it up now, I got the shoulder blade from a cow up here at 20 yards. Same exact broadhead, same ones I shot at the hog hide. We're gonna shoot at the shoulder blade and see how they do on that. Alright, first up is the Allen head at the cow hide, or the cow bone, cow shoulder bone. See how good of a shot I am too, 20 yards, that's a small target. The Allen head did make it through. We'll pull it out and see how it looks. Alright, the Allen head held up pretty good. I don't see any kind of scuffs or nicks or anything on it, so not bad. Alright, the cheap shot. Alright, I only caught the edge of that, but you can see it tore through the bone pretty good right there. We'll take it out of the block and see how it looks. Alright, the cheap shot broadhead broke off right at the outside where it comes out. I mean, they're cheap for a reason. Didn't hold up so well on the bone. Tooth of the arrow broadhead. Through the bone pretty good, into the block. Let's see how it looks. Tooth of the arrow after going through the cow. Looks pretty good, don't see any major damage to it. Still ready to go. Black Widow broadhead. Through the cow bone, through the block. We'll see how it looks. We'll take it out. All right, the Black Widow, nothing's broke, but there are a few you can see on the bottom there. Still a little bit of a rugged ridge to it now. The edge isn't quite as smooth as it was, but you could potentially sharpen that down, take those edges back out, and make it sharp again. So, the afflictor at the cow bone. All right, the afflictor now did hit right next to this other shot, so take that into consideration, but it did come through pretty good on this side. We'll take it out of the block and see what it looks like. All right, the afflictor has got some noticeable damage to the blades there. You can see it's actually bent, kind of out of shape. So that one I would deem not usable again. The Wasp sharpshooter. Wasp sharpshooter, again, looks like it came close to this other hole, but made its own entrance. Got through it pretty good. We'll take it out and see how it looks. The Wasp sharpshooter. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Wow, it did not like that bone. The Wasp Avalon edition. Alright, pretty good. The Avalon, pretty good penetration. We'll take it out and see how this one held up. Alright, the Avalon, no marks, no bends. Looks ready to rock and roll again. The sick broadhead at the cow shoulder bone. The sick broadhead, pretty good penetration. We'll take it out and see how it looks. Alright, the sick broadhead, don't see any nicks, no bends, ready to rock and roll again. And the iron wheel broadhead. Alright, the iron wheel broadhead, decent penetration. We'll take it out and see what it looks like. The iron wheel, no nicks, no bends, ready to rock and roll again. Muzzy 1. Muzzy 1, pretty good penetration. Again, we'll take it out and see how this one held up. And the flies are getting crazy over here. Muzzy 1, no bends, no nicks. Clean it up and it's like it's ready to go again. Trocar HB. Trocar HB, not the best penetration, but we'll take it out and see what it looks like. Don't have to look far, it's right there. Alright, the main blades held up okay. The mechanical portion, as you can see, is not so good. It took a little dent, but that's definitely not usable now. The Slick Trick Raptor Trick. Alright, you can see here that the cutting is not as wide as it should be for mechanical. So, closed up a little bit when it hit that bone, or didn't open up all the way. Raptor Trick, pulled it out, and didn't ever open. So that's the cut we saw on the bone was just from the outside. So, hit that bone, went straight through, never opened. NAP Spitfire Double Cross. Alright, I was a little high on that shot, but it caught some bone. Let's see how it looks. So the NAP Spitfire Double Cross, the rear blades, they broke, and this one is bent, it appears, and never opened. Nothing deployed, and the rear one's broke. The Sever. Now this Sever, I'm not sure if you can see it, but so the Sever has a pretty wide cut on that bone. So it opened up, we'll take it out and see what it looks like. Alright, the Sever did open up, it also did bend, so this is definitely not usable again, but it did open up, so good with the battle on that one. The Grim Reaper Whitetail Special. Alright, doesn't appear that it made a big cut on the bone. We'll take it out and see what it looks like. Alright, the Grim Reaper, it appears that only this one blade opened. The other two are still clicked into place, but pulling them out of the block may have closed them. I don't see any kind of major damage to it or any nicks I can tell. Well, hang on. Alright, that blade is bent. So, not usable again on the Grim Reaper. Wasp Jackknife. Alright, the Jackknife, the O-ring's still there. It was also still there on the first shot on the hog, so that stayed. And I don't see any kind of major cuttings, so we'll take it out and see what it looks like. Alright, the Jackknife, I don't see any kind of major damage on it. Blades don't seem to be bent, focused, so I think you could reuse that one again. And it appears they did deploy, just not on that first contact of the shoulder blade. It was open inside the block. Alright, so we got them all shot. Also with all these heads, you can kill a deer, a hog, whatever you're hunting with any of these broadheads. Shot placement is key to any broadheads you choose. Whatever you're shooting with, shot placement is key. You can go to all of these broadhead social media pages and you can see deer, big game, whatever that people are killing with these heads. You can kill with any of them, no question in that. Just pick what you like, what you're comfortable with, what gives you confidence. Confidence is key. Whatever gives you confidence, that's what you want to pick. So, yeah. So instead of sitting here breaking down each and every one of these heads, making a crazy long video, you'll be able to see the results. I did a scoring system. I have 16 broadheads, so I broke it down into 3 categories: the weight, closest to 100, how it did on the hog, shield, and how it did on the shoulder bone. And I gave it a 16 for the best, 1 for the lowest. And that's how I came up with the winner, or the best broadhead for me and my setup and my shooting. Okay, let's do this. So the worst head was the, where'd it go? The worst head, the NAP Spitfire Double Cross, was the heaviest, and it broke on the bone, and then on the hog, it didn't do well at all. It went through the first side, and then the rear point did not deploy, and then on the bone the rear actually broke. Not something I would want to put my money invested in. So that was the worst. The best head on these tests overall, it was 100 grains on the dot. On the hog, it did through both sides and into the block about 9 inches. That's really good penetration. On the bone, it had the most penetration with the highest score, the sick broadhead. This is the F4 broadhead that I got and tried out. I mean, you could knock off a little bit of this dirt, potentially sharpen it a little bit if you needed to, but it's still taking the hairs off my skin. If I'm going to shoot a fixed blade, it's going to be this one. If I'm going to shoot a mechanical blade, if you're a mechanical guy, you want to shoot a mechanical, the best results I've got off of this, the highest scoring mechanical blade, was the Sever. Definitely good things about that. This blade did bend, but you can get replacement blades and fix and replace that pretty easy. And you can also lock this down into the closed position and use it as a practice tip. So really good broadhead in my opinion, deployed on the bone and in the hog shield. If I'm going for a fixed head, it's going to be the sick broadhead. If I'm going for mechanical, it's going to be the Sever. That's what I come up with. I would totally avoid the NAP Spitfire Double Cross in my opinion. Again, we can go shoot it again. It may perform totally different, but based off of what I just saw, I'm staying away from it. Another one that was at the top was the Wasp Havalon. That one did pretty good. It was actually the second highest scoring one. Again, take a little bit of this dirt off, a little of the hog fat, sharpen that thing up, and yeah, it's taking off some arm hair as well. So that's a pretty sweet broadhead too. That's kind of my top 3 there: the sick, the Wasp Havalon, and the Sever. Now the Muzzy 1 did score pretty good as well. I think it was the 4th highest, but I noticed each time shooting it, I could hear it. It almost had like a whistle to it. I guess with the design, it's got holes in the design, and I could hear that sucker just screaming through the wind. You want that thing quiet till it gets there. Again, scored pretty high, but the noise it makes when fired is something I would probably avoid. The Black Widow, nice little broadhead, held up pretty good. Scored pretty good in the top 4 or 5, I believe. Definitely something you might want to check out. And the Iron Will broadhead, 100 grain S series, was like the top 3. I think the only reason that kept it off was the weight. It was 1 grain below, 99 grains. Another good fixed broadhead. They are expensive. They're $100, but there's a really great warranty with these. Might be something you want to check out. That's a little breakdown of some of the broadheads. I'm going to put a link to each of these websites below, so if you want to go purchase one, I don't get perks or a kickback or anything for this. I had to purchase a lot of these broadheads. Some of them were donated by the companies when I reached out to them. I'm going to put a link to each of them so you can go check them out. If you want to purchase one for your own, check it out for yourself. Alright, so after doing this test, I have a lot of extra broadheads. Some of these things are still brand new in the package. I'm not going to use them all, of course, so I think I'm going to give them away. Ship them to your house free of charge. If you're interested, give us a thumbs up for watching the video and comment below if you want the extra broadheads. Again, I'll ship them to your house. There's some decals as well, so there'll probably be like, I don't know, I'm just going to guess like 8 or 9 different broadheads. I don't know, I have a few different extra ones, but again, I'll ship them all to your house if you're interested. I'll pick one winner in like a week or so. Check it out. Remember, thumbs up and comment below if you want to win. Alright, that's it for this video. Greatly appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for the feedback. Try and be nice. I know everybody wants to be the critic. It's fine. I'm prepared for it. Bring it on. Make sure you subscribe to our channel right here. Check out all of our Thwack apparel. Got some t-shirts and some hats on our link right here. And you can see our last video from turkey season right here. That's all I got for you this time, guys. Again, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Remember to give us a thumbs up. Comment below if you want to win the broadheads. See you later.